Saugata, can I request you to just focus a little bit more on the nominal GDP? Firstly, a print of 7.5%, and secondly, its implications just on pure mathematics for the fiscal deficit. I mean, what happens to the actually revenue expenditure math, we'll find out on 1st of February. But just on the basis of this, you go up to 3.44%.
That's right. So, I mean, with the nominal 3.3% fiscal deficit that was budgeted earlier this year in July, the fiscal FRBM Act, as the finance minister had emphasized at that point in time that she would like to remain within the ambit of the FRBM law. So that could have taken the fiscal deficit up to about 3.8% of GDP if they were to stick to the law. So about 1 to 1.5% of that additional 5% has been eaten away by the drop in the nominal GDP. So that leaves just about another 3.5% in which the government can play around with increasing the fiscal deficit or whatever. I mean, with the expenditures. On top of this is the reported cutbacks on expenditures that the government is planning, probably as a response to the expected drop in nominal growth and the expected rate in the fiscal deficit. So which, taken together, I think supports Soumya's contention that the risks to this current 5% number is probably to the downside. Forget about all the other geopolitical and other considerations. So just on the basis of the maths, given this and the problem with the fisc and the lack of pickup in credit, I think tilts the risks to the downside.
Soumya, do you agree? All three aspects that the government may cut spending so that fairly strong number on government consumption that you're seeing may actually come down. Plus, the deflator problem that you've talked about, you would expect the number to be lower as well.
Yeah, I think I would expect the number to be lower. Just I think I have to add to Saugata's point, I think, and to your point, I think the fiscal deficit budgeted was around 3.34%. So it moves up to 3.5% because of this nominal GDP growth rate. So on the top of that, if you actually take into account the revenue shortfall and make a fair bit of calculation, the deficit could actually come at around fiscal deficit 3.8%. That means that the fiscal deficit for the current year could be at 7.75 lakh crores against the budgeted amount of 7.03 lakh crores. So that means a slippage of 70,000 crores odd. So that has implications for the market in terms of possibly some additional borrowing. And the other point which I said, that has also implication for the next fiscal, because I think the next fiscal now also we could be looking at a growth rate which will be much lower than the 6%. The RBI has projected 5.9 to 6.3%. Possibly we could be at the lower end of that growth rate as of now. So my sense is that, I mean, to your specific point on the number of the government final consumption expenditure, I think given the fact that the government will be cutting back expenditure, there are reports that it could be around 2 lakh crores. I think that number could actually be on the downside. So if I take all these factors into constant, I don't see, I mean, too much of an hope in the next 2-3 months in terms of a recovery.